I can barely hear you, but I think you said my name here. I can't hear you at all. It just cut out.
I can't hear anything either if anyone's speaking.
No audio.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me, Chip?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So Commissioner Manziel,
Present.
Commissioner Perez,
Hola.
and Commissioner Trainer.
Hola.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to call for any public comment, and each commenter would have 2 minutes. Do we have any? Okay, I believe that I have not heard anything. So let's move on for communication. Next on the agenda, and do we have any communications that we need to discuss today? I don't believe so. Well, this is a speedy agenda. Yes. Next, we have the executive director's report, and interim executive director Mary Swenson will provide. Thanks.
Okay, it's good to see everyone.
morning.
I just wanted to kind of give you an update on a couple of things that are going on. We are working diligently on the Park District project. And so we've been meeting with members of the mayor's staff, as well as our staff have been meeting together regularly. We've also been meeting with the Delta Neighborhood Association and have spent quite a bit of time with them and talking to them about the project and highlighting the benefits the project would have for that neighborhood, and also listening to what their concerns are. We did a meeting at the Boys and Girls Club Teen Center in Tulalip, mainly because they're one of the only ones that have a teen center. And what we found was the Delta Neighborhood Association really think that the teen population in that area is very underserved. And so that's why we chose to go and take a look at that center. Bill.
Mary, excuse me. I'm at a loss of understanding what they're undeserved.
Underserved.
Oh, I apologize. Okay.
Yeah, underserved.
Underserved.
No, they are definitely
Okay.
deserved.
Okay.
Yeah, underserved. And one of the things, I have worked with Filter Plus in the past, from the Boys and Girls Club, and they also have a presence in that area already. And so we have been meeting with them. In fact, Jason had met with them prior to me coming on about what we could do in that neighborhood to partner with them to either expand or enhance the program that they currently have there, because we had been hearing from the neighborhood that they really were looking for some things for the children to do in the area. It was a good tour. Dan Templeman from the mayor's office also attended, which was very beneficial because it showed that the city how the city, the housing authority, and the neighbors that we really were working together. You know, it's one thing to talk about it, but when they actually saw that the communication really had been pretty solid between the city and the housing authority, I think that was really beneficial to the folks at the Delta neighborhood. So from that, I have continued to have meetings with leadership on the council, as well as individual council members. And so we have a meeting this afternoon with one of the council members, Everett's staff, and our staff to kind of hone down on that a little bit further. Following that will be a meeting on Wednesday with that same group, that we're going to insert the Delta Neighborhood Association leadership into that meeting. So our hope is that we get on the agenda coming up, what would be June 12th. That is where the mayor's staff would like to go, as well as what we want to go. So we are going to be pushing pretty hard for that. We are at a point where we have spent quite a bit of money and we need to move on. So any assistance that any of you can do in talking with your council members would be really helpful. But we're kind of at that point. So we'll continue to work on it and continue to work with the mayor's office as well as the council members. This, you know, I have to tell you, when I came on, I've been kind of following this project from afar, because I know people that have lived in that area. I still know people that live in that area, and I've just found it to be an interesting project. And we have done a really good job. The Housing Authority has done a good job looking at this project, looking at the neighborhood and what we can do for the neighborhood that helps complement it. I have a different view of it now, being in the inside, than I did from looking on the outside, and I think we've been doing a good job helping the city, trying to explain that to the neighbor association, that what we are trying to do down there will benefit and will complement, and I really believe raise up that whole area. So that is the message we're continuing to talk to everyone about. So any help that anybody can give would be very helpful. So I've also been working quite a bit in reaching out to the community, both elected officials. I've spent a lot of time with the Everett elected officials, but I have also spent some time with the county elected officials. For instance, Councilmember Megan Dunn, I've kept her abreast of what's going on. This is her district. It's important that she's aware of what's going on in that district. Also, I've had a mayor with a meeting with the county exec and his staff, which was very helpful, and we're continuing to plug in with them. So, and then also have done some outside events. Went to the Stone Soup event that unfortunately happened to be at the same time that put it on I-5 and closed it down, so which was very unfortunate, but it was a wonderful event. And I'm continuing. I have a meeting tomorrow with Housing Hope executive director, and I'm continuing to develop those relationships. So, and then it's going really well. So I can't complain about that. The other thing, I forwarded something that Jeanette had said about Janina. I always do that. I do that to you every time. I'm gonna get this right. Janina. I know. Janina had forwarded about commissioner training, and I think the more that we can get folks plugged in and attend something like this will be really helpful. So anyhow, I wanted to pass that along. There's a limited number of registrations that they can accommodate. So if you can go, if you could let us know as soon as possible. I think Commissioner Andrews, I believe you said that you were able to attend one of the sessions. So we'll get that plugged in. So that's my report.
All right, any comments or questions for Mary?
No.
Okay, said that quiet, sorry guys. Next is the approval of minutes, so I will need to call for a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting held on May 6th, 2024.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, perfect. And on the consent agenda, we need to have a single motion to adopt the consent agenda, which consisted of the Section 8 payments for the months of March and April 2024, and the summary of vouchers for the months March and April 2024.
Motion to approve.
Okay, good.
Seconded.
Next on the agenda is the item for
Excuse me, I'm
individual
sorry.
consideration.
Chair
Yeah.
Smith, we didn't
Yes.
actually vote on those. We just,
Oh, okay, yes. Are we allowed to do
It's one vote for the consent agenda for all.
okay, so for the consent agenda, thank you, Cynthia. Could I get a motion, or not a motion, a vote for or against? All in favor, can I,
Aye.
aye.
any opposed? Okay. And then for the approval of minutes, we'll have to do that separate. Do I have those for the approval of the regular meeting held on May 6th? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Okay, caught up. Thank you, Cynthia. Items for individual consideration was resolution 1595, creating an ad hoc committee regarding community benefit agreements. Interim Executive Director Mary will introduce.
Great, this is what was asked for, I believe, at your last meeting, so, it's been drawn up and pretty self-explanatory. Basically has the chair appointing 3 members of the committee, which will come from the commission itself. I will be the staff liaison to the committee, and they will look at, the community benefit, process on similar programs, and then report back to the full board. And I don't know if anybody else may have something to add from that.
And are we appointing people today?
That would be totally up to you.
It's on the cheat sheet, so. After the adoption of the resolution,
Okay.
yeah.
Is there any other comments on this? No? Okay, so, do we have to, okay, hang on, do we have to vote on this?
Yeah,
Okay. So, I'm going to, make sure I collect the interest of the board members, because I know I have one that, would like to be appointed, but I want to make sure I have those people that represent who wants to participate, and then I can go ahead and appoint that.
Yeah,
And
I
I think no.
yeah, I think first approved the resolution 1595, take a motion for that, and then
Okay,
that will allow you to appoint.
okay,
Afterwards.
okay, great. So I would need a motion to approve the resolution number 1595 for the ad hoc committee.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any against? Okay, so, resolution passes, and, I will get the names of the appointed. I don't know.
So we will have to, that does need to be done in that session though, so,
It does,
yeah.
okay.
So you as the board chair nominate, or I mean, you make the appointments, so you can have a discussion as the board to collect interest, and then you as the board chair make those appointments, so you don't, there's no vote on.
Could I appoint two that I know, I haven't had a chance to talk to a couple of other folks, so.
You can, but I do think it needs to be done, so it would have to then be deferred until the next board meeting
Okay,
before you make those appointments.
Yeah, and
so.
I don't know if that's the case since they've authorized the chair to appoint the committee members. I think that since that's been authorized in the resolution, that you can just appoint them and let me know. We can do a follow-up, to the board who all of those folks are, but I think since it's been authorized in the resolution, you're okay.
Okay. Okay. So I will get that to you. Next, we are looking at the executive session. So the board will now adjourn into an executive session for a period of. Let's see,
I would say
30 minutes, 30 minutes, so it's 12:14 now, so coming out at 12:44. And we're going into executive session to evaluate complete charges brought against a public officer or employee.
I think there was 2, but it continues on the other side. So, because it was also to review the performance of the public. report.
Okay, there we
So I just
go.
want to make sure we didn't miss that one as well.
Okay, and then we're gonna reconvene. Oh, here it is, and to review the performance of the public employee. And the board will reconvene in 30 minutes Saturday.
So that
There we go,
will
we
be,
got it all legitimate.
so that will be at 12:45.
Okay, at this time, we're coming out of public session to let everyone know that we need an extension on the executive session by 15 minutes, so it's 12:45. And we will come back into the public session at 1 p.m. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna come out into public session to say we need another extension, so it's 1 o'clock, so we'll be back at 1 10th.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to reconvene in public session and the board is taking no action after the executive session. So now it's just adjourn the meeting, and the next meeting is scheduled for Monday, June 24th, 2024. So I just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
against? So, okay, then we're officially adjourned. Yeah, I guess, it is Monday.
Thank you very
Nice
much,
seeing
guys.
everyone. Yeah.
Take care.
Have a great.